Hey witch friends, today we are making a wand. And I, for a while, quit making wands because, A, I don't make wands until I'm drawn to a piece of wood. But also, I started feeling down on myself because no one wanted to buy them. So I put it off and quit making them. But I got to the point where I'm like, no, this is something I love to do regardless if someone wants to buy it or appreciate it. So I want to take you on the journey of making this wand. So what I've done, I have removed all the bark except for this thin layer of bark, and I have marked where I want my handle to end and where I need to whittle up. I'm in my front yard, so if you hear any noise in the background, I'm sorry. But what I want to do first, this is not what's in this bottle. This is some anointing spray that I made. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and spray down it, anointing it, cleaning it. It's just a little bit of peppermint oil, diluted, because full strength can burn you. Don't get in your eye either. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go up to where the line is, and I'm just going to make my first cut. Now I have created my line of demarcation right here because it is slightly slimmer here. I just went ahead with a switchblade. And because I needed something that would make a good defined line. I gotta sharpen my knives. And I don't know how to do those yet because I don't want to. My papa always used to sharpen knives for me, but he passed away several years ago. I just don't want to mess up a good knife, so I need to find me another one. But what I did, I just wanted to go right there so I know to go from this line all the way up, if that makes sense. To make my life a little bit easier when carving, I'm going to go through and all the knots in the wood, which is the hardest part, I'm going to go through and I'm going to flatten those out, so it's a little bit easier for me to carve. Normally when I'm doing a wand, I will usually whittle all of it down, and all the shavings I will keep and I will burn them as an offering, and I did that with the outer bark, but I felt led to just allow these shavings to go back to the earth where they belong. So that's what I'll be doing these two. I see it as a way to, like, I don't know, christen it in some way, but I think it's pretty cool. Someone left a comment and was like, Stefan, how do you know how much to take off? Like I said, you need to decide your thickness first, and then you just shave off, and then you, every so often, you look at your wand and you see where you started, you rotate, and you see right here, this is significantly thicker. And that's when you know when to take off. People might say that I do mine ass backwards, and if I had a lathe machine where I could just spin it and whittle it that way, I would definitely probably do it like most people do it. But for me, what I do is I start my my line of indentation, like demarcation, like I said, and then you see how this is, I've whittled this pretty thin right here. This is my thickness. This is how thick I want it. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna carry that thickness all the way up to the top till we get to the top. But see, this has this this has this beautiful curve at the top. I'm gonna see what I can do about keeping that and maybe this knot right here, because that's cool. So let's see what we can do. People have asked me, Stefan, how do I know how much to take off? And with that starts with our guideline right here. So what we do is we get this to where we want it, and then we will take the wand and we will look at it and we will rotate it. And you see right here, there's a big thickness right here. So what we're gonna do is we want to whittle that part down until we get it to a thickness. We're like, don't worry about these lines right here. That will be taken care of when we sand it. Also, I think I figured out what I want to do is with this right here and this right here, I want to take my rotary tool and I am going to Dremel tool, and I'm going to use a rounded barrel sandpaper, and I'm going to hollow that out a little bit to exaggerate a little bit. As I said, but right now, I am very happy with the dimensions of it right now. So what I'm going to do is the lines will get rid of with sandpaper, but I'm going to take my rotary tool, Dremel tool, and I'm going to exaggerate this curve, this, and then the top. I think it's going to look really fucking cool. I'm going to bend it more with the curve, and it's going to look so fucking cool. I'm not going to pay attention to any of this. I'm going to be knocking down high points so it's easier to sand, and I'm also going to be really embellishing the groove. So here we go. no mind to my thick thighs. I hope I don't. Okay, I thought I had a hole in my pants. Okay, never mind. Just anyway. BRB, I forgot to put on my glasses so I don't get hit in the eye. They're not the glasses I want. I was actually looking for my actual glasses so I could see better, but these are what I have to do. Let's get our wand back. Check for high points. Definitely on this side because I want it to curve more this way. But you see how I end, what do you call it? You know what I mean. Hopefully. Whatever, embellished, over-directed. I'm going to do a little bit more here, and I'm going to take up a little bit more right there. Right there, too. So let's see what we can get into. I had to change the sandpaper because it got real bad. Here we go. Actually, I'm actually going to whittle a little bit off top because I don't want to mess up my sandpaper because I don't have much more because I have to get some because this set only came with, 3 of these. Just shaving a little bit off because remember, you can always take off more, you cannot put it back on. Actually, it's a lie. In woodworking, you can. It's just a long fucking process of creating a composite out of wood shavings, which is the best method. Unless you're going to use resin, you're going to make that'd be really cool. So I made a wand and drilled into the actual knots and filled it with resin. That would be cool. This will have a core. It's just, I don't know what core I want it to be yet. I'll probably skip through some of the stuff. I wouldn't be careful with because I don't want to bore y'all, but a lot of people ask me how do I do good wands, and I want to be able. Oh, see that? I want to be able to give people some insight because I never really made a video showing you like all the details because for a while I was only doing it with a actual knife and I didn't actually have a Dremel tool and that literally has helped me so fucking much. Do you see? See what I'm going for? Hey witchy friends, so editing Stefan here again. Um, I figured out what the problem is, why the footage got corrupted, and it turns out that it is an Android glitch, and I am so mad. So I'm definitely going to start filming with my actual camera, because this is horrible quality right here, this camera on my laptop, and I cannot rely on my phone because I can't just keep losing footage. I have another one that I was working on. I think I already mentioned this, can't remember. But it's really early in the morning. Um, but I lost all like 12 hours of that footage. I think it was like 12, around 12 hours, like all the way through, that I lost. So we're going to have to start doing this a different way. But this is the finished wand. Sorry if it's hard to see. You see that beautiful curve right there that I exaggerated. And I stained this white. I did a whitewash on it, and then I don't know if you're ever going to be able to pick it up, but I did some burning on it. And then the handle is bone, bark, and then the core is a whole piece of bone. This comes from the rib of a raccoon. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it a million times, if you are working with bones or anything of animals, make sure you know exactly where it's coming from. Make sure it's coming from a reputable source. Make sure that this is coming from an ethical source, because animals do not exist for you to use them in your craft. They do not. Animals should never be harmed for your craft. These were ethically sourced from a little raccoon that had lived its life and died in the wild. And the company I went through, they pick it up, clean it, and then they sell it. That's how I got this. But what I did with the handle is I took the bone, I cremated it, and then I grinded it up in my mortar and pestle, and then I added it to some polyurethane, and I painted it on. I don't know if you're going to be able to pick up on. There we go. I painted it on with polyurethane, and then once that dried, I went on through with another 2 coats of polyurethane to make sure that it is sealed and there's no risk of anything falling off, breaking off, flaking off. I think that's really cool. And once again, this is hawthorn, and I think that it turned out beautiful. All my other ones I ever did always had like a straight shaft, but this one, I saw those 2 knots at the top and I was like, that is gorgeous. So I hope the next video that I do on a project or wand, I will make sure I do it on my camera, like actual camera, and hopefully that way the footage will be great. I don't get it. Why it has to be so difficult to use technology, and I feel so old saying that. But I don't see this. Of course, anyone who would want to buy a wand for me, I'm like, yes, go ahead and buy it. But I don't see myself as an artist, as in the sense of I want you to put this on your shelf and sometimes observe it and appreciate it. I make these with the intention of making magical tools for witches to use within their craft. So I make these with the intention and the energy for them to be filled with metaphysical properties and for them to be used within your craft. So I hope that answers some questions. Also, I saw a TikTok the other day talking about someone blowing liquor on spell candles that people were selling, and that is a way of putting dominance over whatever working it's going to be. And I wanted to clear up a few concerns that some people might have when I said that I have the wood on my altar. There's 2 reasons for that. I see this as my making these is a magical process. It's not just a physical, it's also a metaphysical process. This is not me offering this wand and whoever uses it to the energies and spirits that I work with. It is just a way that I start my process. Also, when I anoint it, I'm not anointing it that it to put dominance on it. I'm anointing it to clear it or cleanse it of all energy that might previously have been on it. And then when I burn the shavings and whatever came off the wand as an offering, I just use that as giving it back to the universe in excess. Just like when I have excess moon water that I do not need and I do not use, I give the amount that I don't use, that I don't need, back to the earth, because I feel like I was given an abundance and I return back to the earth, which comes from the earth. So I really hope that answers a lot of questions. If you have any more questions, please feel free to leave a comment, a question. One thing that I might start doing is, especially with my next wand, is any shavings that I get off of a wand, instead of burning it myself as an offering, I think that I might collect them, put them in a baggie, and then send them with the wand, whoever buys them. That way they can do as they see fit within their practice. So if they want to burn it and dedicate this wand, the wand to a deity or entity that they work with, or because not everyone has the same practices as me, and I 100% get that and 100% respect that. So I think that that would be a good thing to do. Give people the option, not option, but when they buy the wand, send it with them, and then they can do with the remaining as they see fit, because they might want to use it like in some resin art to create a wand holder. I've seen some really cool things on Etsy where people are taking their hand and they're putting in plaster and they're making a mold and for their wand to be held. So I think that's really cool, and they might want to put it in that. They might want to just throw it away. They might want to do whatever it is. Once I get done with the wand and it goes to them, that is on them. I cleanse my person. I don't cleanse the item when I get done. How do I explain this? I don't cleanse the energy, and I do not clear the energy, because I've put a lot of work into creating and manifesting the energy that the metaphysical properties of this wood and the ingredients that I use in it. I delete myself from it. I detach whatever attraction. That does not sound right. Anyway, you know what I mean. I take away the attachment. Y'all know what I mean. Oh my god, am I having a stroke? Anyway, the connection that I just remove the connection I have with the wand. Therefore, that when it leaves my shop, gets to your house, it is ready for you to do whatever bonding that you, or connecting yourself with it. I have a really, really cool idea for another wand. And instead of it having a regular core, it is going to have a charm vessel within it. Kind of like, not something this bulky, because the handle would have to be so big, but that way that they could unscrew it, and if they want to work with bone, they could put their own kind of bone in it, or they can put salt, whatever herbs they want to work in it, and like it'll have a bottom kind of like that. If you want to put your own plasma in it, whatever you call it, I don't know anyway, blood, if you want to put your own blood in it and stuff like that, please know what you're doing. That's one thing I don't really talk about because it's a very taboo subject, but there are safe ways to do certain things within witchcraft, because you do not want to get hurt or something really bad come back after you, or you do not want to get an infection. So please, 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 whatever you're doing, make sure that you're not doing this because you saw it on TikTok, because you saw it on Pinterest, or on an online chat room. Make sure you are being very safe. I know a lot of times we can get caught up in the metaphysical, spiritual, ritualistic vibe of doing something, and then we forget sometimes that there is the mundane things like actual physical consequences to what we're doing. So please always be careful. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'm so sorry that so much footage got lost, but I think that it turned out beautifully. I just love the handle, and then like the bare bottom. I love it. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you out with a question, and I'm so sorry this video has been so long. But what is your favorite wand? Not wand. It is really fucking early. What is your favorite wood? Favorite tree? I feel like that's a very normal question to ask a witch. Mine is dogwood. I love dogwood so much. It is the state flower of North Carolina, where I was born and raised. Magnolia is beautiful too. So those are my two favorite woods / trees. But what is yours? Leave it down in the comments section. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, please let me know. And I hope you have a blessed day. Bye bye.